Hi and welcome to Kirkwood. Our last few renters burned all of our kindling without burning much firewood. So I thought maybe I'd do a little video to show you how to get the fire started the first time and keep it going during your stay. We're going to put out a few of these fire starter bricks, and you only need a one. You can just break them like that. Then take a little starter round log and put it in the fireplace. This will give you room for some air underneath. Place your fire starter brick in there, and then take a couple smaller pieces of softwood. This is the lighter wood that you should find over in the wood storage area. A couple pieces of that, and see there's a nice air gap under there so the air can get the fire going. And then maybe throw a piece of hardwood on top of that. That'll catch in a minute. And then pick up the man tool and give it a good, sometimes you have to click it more than once. Give it a good click and get that fire starter going. Now at this point, you don't want to close the door all the way, but you close it just so it's open a few inches, so you don't have to worry about sparks. And the control rod, you want it all the way out. That means maximum air coming into it. And we'll come back and visit this once the fire gets going and show you how to close the door and set things up. Sometimes when there's a bunch of coals in the fireplace, and you don't want to leave a bunch of coals in there, but you don't want to take them out. The best thing to do is to sort of knock it down a little bit, spread it out, and then leave the door open for a little while, and this will let the coals burn down for maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then we'll throw another log in after it burns down a little. And after letting the fire burn down for a while, I'll just add a few more logs. And I'll leave the door cracked open a little bit until they get going. And then we should have a nice bright roaring fire again. Okay, it's about time for bed. I've got a nice fire with some hot coals in it, and to get it ready for the night, once again I want to make sure that the wood has some air under it so it can burn. But I'm going to put a couple big pieces of wood in here, see if I can fit them in here, and this should get us through the night. Go. And the coals are hot enough. I know that this is going to catch and start burning in the next 15 minutes or so, so I'm going to go ahead and close the door. But I've got the control rod all the way out. If it's a little too warm in the house, you can push it in a little bit, just not too much. And then we'll see how it's doing in the morning when we get up. Good morning. I put one log in the fire over the night, and it's still red. I'm going to sort of knock this down a little bit. This is sometimes a good time to sift out some of the ashes from the fireplace. We've got this sifting tool and this other handle. You can shake out the ashes to leave nothing but coals, and that way the coals will burn a little bit hotter and brighter if there isn't ash in there. And it also keeps you from filling up the fireplace with ash. And then we go back to the fireplace. We're gonna just stick in a log so that there'll be an air gap. And then maybe in the morning I'll put in a piece of softwood. That'll catch a little quicker. And then maybe a piece of hardwood. Right over those coals. And if it has trouble catching, I mean, give it 10 or 15 minutes, but you can always take the man tool at this point. And you can press down the little button, it locks it. And you can just leave it in there for a little while, and that's going to get the fire started. But I think in this case, I think the coals are hot enough that it'll start itself. I'm just going to close the door partly until it catches, until it's burning, and then I'll close it all the way, and we're set for the day. Okay, great. Those coals got the fire going quite nicely. I'm going to shut the door, and I want the fire to burn a little slower today because it's warm enough in here. So I'm just going to slide the control knob to the right of the fire in just a smidgen, not too much, or because of the altitude it will shut the fire out and you'll not have great results. Okay, that's it. Good luck with the fire, and have a great stay up at Kirkwood. Bye.